mynews.studio.
In the Amazon rainforest, a tribe has just regained control over 178,000 hectares. What does this mean for the fight against climate change and for indigenous rights?
Today is 2025-08-06. Let's start with the basics. Brazil has officially recognized the Munduruku people's claim to more than 178,000 hectares of their ancestral land in the Amazon. Why is this such a significant development, not only for Brazil, but on a global scale?
The Amazon acts as a vital carbon sink, so what happens there affects everyone. With this recognition, the Munduruku now have legal protection over land that's been threatened by illegal mining and logging for years. But it's not just about the environment. After nearly 2 decades of advocacy and real personal risk, the Munduruku have gained a legal foothold to defend their home.
But this isn't fully settled yet, right? The Ministry of Justice issued the ordinance. But what steps remain before the Munduruku have real control over their land?
Exactly. Recognition is just the first step. Next, they have to physically mark the boundaries, remove illegal occupants, and get presidential ratification. Each phase comes with its own hurdles. For instance, powerful agribusiness and mining groups still push back. There's political resistance in Congress and sometimes the Supreme Court. So enforcement doesn't happen overnight.
And within the Munduruku community itself, there are difficulties too, right? Some members have turned to illegal mining because of economic pressures. How does that affect things?
That's true. Enforcement isn't only about outsiders. It's also internal. The community needs support, not just for legal battles, but to develop alternatives to illegal mining. Without that, the cycle can repeat. The authorities have managed to remove some illegal miners, but the problem is widespread and resources are stretched thin.
If we take a step back, why is indigenous stewardship so crucial for the health of the Amazon and, by extension, the global climate?
Studies show that indigenous managed lands experience less deforestation and environmental degradation. The presence of the Munduruku helps keep forests intact, protects rivers, and preserves biodiversity. Their stewardship is recognized as one of the most effective climate solutions we have. Isn't it striking how the fight for land rights and climate stability are so closely connected?
This legal recognition must be sending a message to other indigenous groups still waiting for their land rights. Is there a chance that these gains could be reversed?
Yes, that's a real risk. Many territories remain unrecognized, and threats continue. For example, legislation like the temporal milestone thesis could restrict new demarcations. Legal progress can be fragile if political conditions change. That's why ongoing vigilance and international attention are so important.
With Brazil set to host the 2025 UN Climate Conference, does this recognition signal a shift in the country's climate policy?
It does. By recognizing indigenous land rights, Brazil is signaling a commitment not only to environmental protection, but also to social justice. This could become a model for other countries facing similar challenges. The Munduruku victory shows that sustained advocacy can work, while highlighting just how much remains to be done.
So to sum up, the Munduruku now have legal recognition, but full control will depend on marking boundaries, removing illegal actors, and getting presidential ratification. This is a moment where global climate and indigenous justice really intersect. Would you call this a turning point, or just the beginning of a longer struggle?
It's both. It's a milestone, and it signals possibility for other communities. But the journey isn't over. The future of the Amazon, and really the planet, will depend on what happens from here.
That wraps up today's look at the Munduruku land victory and its implications for the Amazon and beyond. Thanks for joining us. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Try it now for free.